Causes of desertification, activities that contribute to land degradation. Title: Causes of desertification, activities that contribute to land degradation. Introduction. Desertification, the process of land degradation in arid, semi-arid, and dry subhumid areas, poses a significant threat to the environment and human livelihoods. It is a complex issue influenced by various factors, including human activities. 1. Overgrazing. Overgrazing refers to the excessive grazing of livestock on the land beyond its carrying capacity. This activity, often driven by the demand for livestock products, leads to the removal of the protect vegetation cover, exposing the soil to erosion and weakening its ability to retain moisture. Over time, the land becomes more prone to desertification, contributing to the degradation of fertile areas. 2. Deforestation. The clearing of forests, primarily for agricultural purposes, leaves the soil exposed to wind and water erosion. Trees play a vital role in preventing desertification by conserving water, stabilizing soil, and providing habitat for diverse species. Deforestation disrupts this balance, making the land vulnerable to aridity and ultimately leading to desertification. 3. Unsustainable agricultural practices. Certain agricultural practices, such as monocropping and excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, contribute significantly to land degradation. Monocropping, the cultivation of a single crop in an area, depletes essential nutrients from the soil, making it more susceptible to erosion and desertification. Similarly, the excessive use of chemicals can harm beneficial soil organisms and depollute water sources, further exacerbating the problem. 4. Irrigation mismanagement. Improper irrigation practices are another activity that contributes to desertification. Inadequate drainage systems, over-irrigation, and inappropriate crop selection can lead to the accumulation of salt in the soil, a phenomenon known as salinization. Salinization renders the land infertile over time, creating a desert-like environment. 5. Mining. Mining activities, particularly if not carried out sustainably, can cause severe environmental degradation and contribute to desertification. Open-pit mining often involves the removal of vegetation and topsoil, which exposes the underlying soil to erosion. Additionally, the extraction of minerals can lead to water pollution and disrupt ecological systems, damaging the surrounding landscape. 6. Urbanization and infrastructure development. As human populations grow, urbanization and the construction of infrastructure become inevitable. However, these activities often result in the conversion of natural habitats into impervious surfaces, such as roads and buildings. The loss of vegetation cover and increased surface runoff contribute to soil erosion, degradation, and ultimately, desertification. 7. Climate change. While human activities play a significant role in land degradation, climate change also exacerbates desertification. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and increased frequency of extreme weather events pose additional challenges to already vulnerable ecosystems. These climate-related factors can accelerate the process of desertification in many regions around the world. 8. Soil erosion. Another significant activity that contributes to desertification is soil erosion, which occurs when the topsoil is washed away by water or blown away by wind. This can happen due to improper land management practices, such as over-tilling of the soil, leaving it exposed to erosion. Soil erosion reduces the soil's fertility and moisture-holding capacity, making it more susceptible to aridity and desertification. 9. Population pressure. The rapid growth of human populations in arid and semi-arid regions can put immense pressure on the land, leading to increased desertification. As more people rely on land for livelihoods and resource, unsustainable farming methods and overexploitation become common. The excessive demand for natural resources, coupled with limited land availability, can contribute to the degradation of the land and the progression of desertification. 10. Poverty and land mismanagement. Poverty often correlates with land mismanagement practices and contributes to desertification. In impoverished areas, people may resort to unsustainable farming methods, such as slash and burn agriculture or illegal logging, to meet their immediate needs. These practices degrade the land and its vegetation cover, exacerbating the process of desertification. Additionally, poverty can hinder access to technology and resources needed for sustainable land management, further perpetuating the cycle of degradation. 11. Lack of awareness and education. The lack of awareness and education about the causes and consequences of desertification can hinder efforts to combat this issue effectively. Many communities living in affected areas may not fully understand the impact of their activities on the environment. 12. Invasive species. The introduction of non-native, invasive plant species can also contribute to desertification. Invasive species often outcompete native vegetation, depleting the soil of nutrients and water. They can also alter ecosystems, disrupting natural processes that prevent desertification. It is essential to prevent the spread of invasive species and promote the conservation and restoration of native plant communities to combat desertification effectively. 13. Conflict and political instability. Conflict and political instability can have severe consequences for land management and contribute to desertification. During times of conflict or unrest, environmental regulations and sustainable PR practices may be disregarded, leading to unsustainable exploitation of natural resources. Additionally, population displacement and resource competition due to conflicts can further strain already vulnerable ecosystems, accelerating the process of desertification. 14. Lack of international cooperation. Desertification is a global issue that requires international cooperation and concerted efforts to address effectively. Without collaboration between countries, sharing of best practices, and support for affected regions, it becomes challenging to implement sustainable land management strategies. International cooperation is crucial for preventing and mitigating desertification, as it allows for the exchange of knowledge, resources, and technical expertise. 15. Land degradation neutrality. The concept of land degradation neutrality, LDN, aims to achieve a balance between land degradation and restoration. LDN advocates for the implementation of sustainable land management practices that preserve and restore degraded lands, ensuring no net loss of healthy and productive land resources. By committing to LDN, countries can actively work towards preventing desertification and promoting the restoration of degraded areas. 16. Restoration and rehabilitation.